Alright, so we got our fish in there. He's placed for the most part. Like I said, you can use this or you can just click on the fish. Now what I'm going to do is on this fish itself, I'm going to apply a material. So I'm just going to open this up, and you can see if you the little twirly here, I get the PS3D default, which basically means it has the default, which is a Lambert typically. It's just a generic gray material with like no shine. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the material up here. Like I said, there's a bunch of different materials that are options. I like this one, which is orange peel. It just looks funny. So I just went with that. The other thing I'm going to do, and if you want, you can do this as well, is I'm going to take this and, I don't know, if you want to like paint on it, so you can see I painted a heart. I don't know why. But you can paint different attributes onto these. So let's go back on this. So you see it's got this, I can edit the texture, or I can just choose a different color. You know, I'm happy with what we had. But you can adjust the shine here, reflection, right? Make this a more reflective material, make it less so. I don't really want reflectivity, opacity, bumpiness, if you want more bumpy or less bumpy, okay? So all sorts of things like that. And there's actually an image that's being laid into this, which is the orange peel that it came with that bump material. Okay, so yeah, so we can put that in there. Let's see what else the other options are here. So yeah, obviously we've been painting this, which is fine. That's the material. Yeah. All right. Mostly okay with that. You can get more fanciful with it if you'd like. The other thing I had, I'm gonna go back to my layers here, click on my background, and I'm just gonna unlock it, and I'm just gonna put a texture in there. I'm gonna switch to the essentials, because you'll notice when you're in the 3D workspace, I don't have an eyedropper, or I don't have a paint bucket, okay? And my eyedropper is different because they're based off of materials now. It's a material eyedropper and a material drop tool, so it's how you would paint materials onto objects. That's not something I want. I'm actually going to work on something 2D, which is this. And I'm just going to go ahead and choose like a color. I think I did something like a green. Okay. Now for whatever, oh, I'm still on it this way. Paint bucket. Okay. And then I can paint that green. Yay. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, actually we'll wait on that. Alright, so I got that. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to add a new layer, okay, above it. And let's go, I'm going to click back on this. I want to zoom in a little bit more, just so that this fills the screen a little bit more. And we're going to pan this a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go back to this layer here. Alright. And I want to write just like, I don't know, seafood or something, right? Up top here. So I'm just going to use my text tool. All right, and you can choose any font you want. Don't really care. We're going to go with this one. All right, and I'm going to choose my color. And a good idea generally is actually to sample colors in your image. So I'm going to go ahead and just sample this orange. Okay, that way it'll naturally match. Okay, and I'll do center alignment. And we're just going to see, I'll change the size here to, let's say, 30. And I'm just going to write C-food. Okay. Yay, and let's select it here, and I really don't like that font actually. Let's see if I can find something a little more fun here. I'll go with this one. Alright, and we'll make this bigger to 48. Okay, seafood. The other thing I can do is up here you can see we can change this, so there's a couple different options. So I can make it go on an arch, I can make it this kind of arch, fisheye, all sorts of different ones. I'm just going to go ahead and just do a regular arch. I'm going to take the bend and go a little bit less. Okay, like that. I'm going to take this as well, and I'm going to Control T and make it bigger, so it takes up a little bit more. Enter. I'm going to go back to my type tool here, and we're just going to Control A. Click in there, Control A. And then I'm going to convert this to 3D. Boop. And do you want to switch? Sure, we'll go back to it. And it's actually going to take it, and it's going to project it. Now, you can do different things to this. I'm really not that concerned. One thing that I can do that we didn't really play around before is this light. So basically, you click on this up here, and it brings this little thing here. And this determines the direction of light. Now, mind you, we're only affecting this. We're not affecting the thing here. So like if I go under, you see it looks like this. We'll go under. It looks kind of cool. So it's lighting from underneath. Because just like I was saying before, this text here is another 3D object, but it's in its own 3D space. If I wanted to put it inside of this one, I'd have to go into this 3D layer. So you'd have to select this, then go to 3D, and then change it here. And I'm actually going to change this one's light. So I can go underneath, I can go like so, and we'll kind of keep it roughly where it was, like that. Beautiful. Okay, so now that's all looking okay. What else do I want to do? I'm going to layers here, and I just want to put a gradient on this background. So I'm going to select this, go to the effects, and I'm going to do gradient overlay. And we will do a linear. I'm going to go from the top here. Oops, I guess we'll go down to the bottom. And I'm doing multiply. If it's on normal, it'll add black and white to it. But if I do multiply, it just adds the black. And we'll take the opacity off a little bit like that. So it just gives a subtle kind of gradation. That's good. And also on this seafood, I'm going to go ahead and add a stroke onto it. And that is go a little bit higher. And for the color, I'm just going to sample, we'll say this. Again, sample it so it makes it more unified. And there's different things, but you see now it has a little bit of a stroke. All right. And then I'm just going to use the crop tool, which you see in the 3D workspace doesn't have the crop tool, so I got to switch back to essentials here. Then I'm going to go to the crop tool, and I'm just going to kind of pop this up. And we have our 3D image, okay? And there's more we could do with this, but just to give you a basic rundown. Now, what I can do next is actually go to 3D, and you can render this, render 3D layer. And what you're going to notice, it says you can hit escape to stop it, but it's super duper, it takes a long, long time. So you can see the bar hasn't even showed up yet. Come on, where's the bar? And it goes through and basically it tries to take the image. You can see the quality gets a little bit better. It's a little bit fuzzy. It'll get less fuzzy each time. It'll do a pass and another pass and another pass, so on and so forth. I'm waiting for that bar to show up down here. It still isn't showing up. But once that's done, I'm just going to hit escape. I was really hoping this would show up. I'm going to hit escape. And then you would just, file, and you can save this as you normally would. And you could also just save it as like just an image itself, like a PNG. And then you can save it as like a picture just like this. But if you save it as a PSD, it'll still have all of its 3D layers and all the other stuff intact. All right? And that's basically how you make something kind of simple in 3D and Photoshop.